Okay. So, well, today I will be discussing about how to draft a research design, like what we say is a strategy to address the research problems, right? So I hope this is going to be very much relevant with our honorable previous speaker of the evening. He described everything so beautifully by citing examples, but I would like to make my students aware of what is research and how we can prepare an efficient research design, right? So that they can perform their experimentation in a better way and to get the efficient results. So when we say why we need to do a research, right? It is already there, it is everywhere. So research means it is to search again and again, right? So it is like a thing that everybody has been seen or thinking what nobody else has thought. So you need to give your thinking a different way so that you can come out with a different kind of the findings. So it is a systematic approach for getting and confirming the new and the reliable knowledge. Obviously, we are researching it. We are searching it again and again. So work is already being done on the same thing. But yes, we need to come up, or we need to look at the same problem with the different perspectives and to come up with the different kind of the findings, right? So purpose of the research is to gain a new knowledge, and that new knowledge that must be reliable, and we need to validate that data or that information. And most of the time we say research is an accidental discovery. I was doing that thing, I was doing that kind of experimentation in the laboratory and it happened. That is serendipity. That happens sometime, but trust me, research is not an accidental discovery. It may occur sometimes, as I said, in the structured research process, and it can take the form of a phenomena which is not previously noticed. But yes, this is not an accidental discovery, and it is not a research data collection. Most of the students or the researchers, they feel like they have collected the data, like they are into the field doing some kind of surveys, interviews, or they are doing some kind of experimentation in the laboratory, and they are having the data now, right? So they feel like, okay, 60 to 70% of our work is done. They are visiting the library, they are reading the literature, they are going through the published work, or they are going through some documentation or studying the reports. But research is not only data collection, that is just an intermediate step so that they can get the reliable knowledge, right? So collection of data, that is just one part of the research process. But once you have collected the data, that doesn't mean your research is complete. So it is not only to find out the published, the research papers in the library. Research is about the synthesis. It is about the analysis, right? Once you are having the data, that leads to the interpretation of the data, right? Once the interpretation of the data, that means now you are analyzing the things and you are presenting your data in some different form. So just reading the literature or reviewing the literature or the collection of the data, that is not the research. So if I say research is searching for the explanation of events, phenomena, relationship, like what, how, why the things are occurring, is there any kind of the relationships or the interaction among the various parameters. So if I say the research is a very planned and managed process. So process is very much creative, that we will be discussing later on. But I always say it is a circular in nature. The moment you say you are done with your research work, that will lead you to more questions, right? So your research is never complete. That's why it is research. We keep searching again and again to get some new kind of information. So what is the objective of the research? Why we are doing it? To find out the hidden truth, or to find out the things which are not discovered yet, or sometimes to gain familiarity with the phenomena or to achieve some certain new insights into it, and sometimes to portray accurately, like if I say the characteristics of a particular individual or a situation or a group, when we say there is a survey kind of study or the descriptive type of study. Or sometimes we need to understand the relationship among various parameters, like how these two parameters or three parameters or certain parameters, they are correlated with each other, like the presence of one is affecting the presence of the other. and most importantly, to test a hypothesis of a causal relationships between the variables. So when we do research, definitely we gain certain kind of knowledge. So it inculcates scientific and the inductive thinking. Trust me, when you are into a research, you are putting your mind into the research only. You are being very much creative. You are into the new kind of things. You are using your brain to find out the certain methodology so that you can come up with the different kind of the results. So once you are into a research, you get that scientific temperament, right? And you have that creative or inductive thinking. And it promotes the development of the logical habits of thinking and the organization. Generally, what we say, once you are into a research, you get the logics, right? In real life, we say, oh, be logical in your life. Be logical, be reasonable. Give me some solid reasoning for this, the kind of event if it is occurring. So once you are into a research, you look for the scientific findings behind it. You look for the scientific reasoning. You look for the logics behind that process. And if you are working in the field of the commerce or into the management, definitely it aids to the economic policy. And likewise, solving various operational and the planning problems of the business and the industry, the people who are working into this, the business management. So what motivates you to into the research, like as a research scholar, as an academician, sometimes the people, they are having very, the high academic positions, but still they are into the research. Because for the students, there is a desire to get a research degree, and definitely it comes with the consequential benefits and desire to face the challenge. Some people, they like, the challenges in their life. So they are into the research, they are into the exploratory type of the research where they try to explore the certain new things or to find the answers to the unsolved problems. They are into the caves, they are going to Himalayas, they are everywhere. So basically, they are solving the unsolved problems, right? So they like challenges in life. That's why that is their motivation to get into the research. And then there are few people who are having curiosity about the new things, and they are into the research just for the intellectual joy of doing some creative work. So that's why they're into the research. And some people, they have the desire to be at the service of the society, like social thinking, social awakening is there. And yes, desire to get the respectability. When you get that initial in front of your name, so yes, that motivates you to be at that certain position, to be into the research and to get that degree.